Hi, I'm Catherine and welcome to Manga Ninja Show, and this is my host Anya.
Hi.
I will be covering what's going on in the world of anime. Big deal. Yeah, no, right? Well, most people have always often asked, manga and anime are normally the same thing, but no, don't get me wrong, they are technically the same thing, but not. Manga is the original graphic novel of the story, whereas anime is the adaptation of the manga story. However, some animes don't have an original manga to follow the storyline.
So what got you into anime?
Actually, now that's a funny story. Back in the summer of 1965. No, what happened was about 3-4 years ago, my friend... Can I say her name? First name. My friend... I'll just call her Tasha, because in it... It's a lot of people. My friend Tasha actually introduced me to the world of anime, and at the start, I wasn't actually particularly a fan. I thought it was weird and just bonkers, but after a few weeks of her going on about anime and Vocaloid, which is not an anime, just saying, and all these different things, I finally decided to watch Ouran High School Host Club, and that was when I became addicted to the fan base.
Any manga recommendations?
Well, manga recommendations, I would probably have either Dead Man Wonderland or Doubt, because Doubt doesn't actually have an adaptation of an anime, so there is no anime of it. They're trying, in Studio Ghibli, the man, I can't remember his name, but the creator of Studio Ghibli has just recently has passed away in the past year or so, and they're trying to find a new person to either have his same inspiration, whether or not to carry on Studio Ghibli or not. Studio Ghibli, however, Studio Ghibli is the creators of the, would you say classical anime movies? Of Ponyo, Spirited Away, and Howl's Moving Castle, and I have Howl's Moving Castles up there. I do. Yeah.
I suppose you could class them as more the mainstream.
Yeah.
Anime.
More the typical animes that more the typical animes that people watch that don't associate them as being anime, like Pokemon. When I first watched it, as a wee baby girl, I did not go, oh, anime, when I was like 5. It was just another thing on the TV. And that's what they do with the movies as well.
And they've had lots of exposure on Channel 4 as well, which has helped their success.
Yes, they show a lot of... they had, last year, I believe, in the summer, they had a Studio Ghibli month where they played or Studio Ghibli week, where they had each day was a different Studio Ghibli movie, from Grave of the Fireflies to Howl's Moving Castle to My Neighbor Totoro.
Ones, or...
Do you have any favourite animes, Anya?
I do. I think my all-time favourite probably has to be Hetalia.
Oh, I love Hetalia. It's amazing. No, Papa, why you know?
So tell us a bit about Hetalia, then explain.
Well, Hetalia is an anime with about over 100 episodes, which run for about 5 minutes each, and they are pretty much about the countries of the world as people. So the personifications of the country. So you've got your classical, you've got America and England and China and Russia and Japan, but they're all stereotypical. So America's a little bit overweight, likes burgers, and has a hero complex because of the Hollywood. England's meant to be uptight and grumpy because of the weather, and he likes scones and has really bad cooking.
Do they like tea?
Yes, he does. He's constantly drinking tea. And then you've got China, who always complains about trying to make everything for everyone else. And you've got Russia, who keeps on going. Would you like to become one with Russia? You've got Germany and all that. It's quite funny because it's got historical events that have happened, such as the American Revolution and the Scott and like it's got the American Revolution and what was it with Spain and his armadas that we killed? Well, not killed, but England destroyed. So you've got the different could have just said World War One. So you've got like the different events like World War One, World War Two. You've got the American Revolution, and it's quite interesting seeing how the countries and their feelings come into it. So for the American Revolution, for example, England raised America from a child to when he was like, say, teenager, and then they have a fight, and of course it's very emotional for the two characters, and it's kind of like awkward for them as they carry on and get older. So it's got historical facts in it, but it's also got quite humorous sort of. It's got a bit of, would you say slapstick? Like comedy. It's got mixed in with comedy. And the creator's only 24 years old, which is quite cool.
Really?
Yeah, he's only 24 years old. I was like, no way.
Is Hetalia set in, like, is it set in the 2000s, like 2014, or is it still set, like, after the Second World War?
Well, seasons 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 are they do jump around a lot, but the majority of the timeline is, season 1 and 2 is during World War II, because you've got the Axis powers and the Allies, and they're fighting in season 3. To be honest, the time is quite confusing, but the majority of the time is during the World Wars. But it has been green-lighted that the season is getting a 6th series called The World Twinkles, I believe, and that should be coming out next year. I'm not quite sure when, or the year after.
So what are your favourite animes?
My favourite animes either have to be Full Metal Alchemist, Brotherhood. As much as I love the original, don't get me wrong, it's really good, but I love how but the original doesn't follow the manga story as much as Brotherhood does, and Brotherhood Plus has got more episodes, and its animation is slightly better, and it's got more characters, and so that's why I prefer Brotherhood, and plus I've got the box set, so really happy about that. I also like Fairy Tail. Fairy Tail is one of my all-time favourite ones. It was actually one of the first ones I started watching, and I also like Cowboy Bebop, which is one that I watched this summer, but it's quite an old anime. It's from the 1980s, I believe, and it was Cowboy Bebop was the first anime to be. It was the most popular in the West, in America, and it's kind of one of the animes that the majority of people, when they are creating animes, look for, because even though people do say dubs and subs animes are completely different, it was the first dubbed anime that was actually fairly good and was very good standard.
Do you prefer dubbed or subbed?
To be honest, I'm a bit of both. I love dubs and I love subs. There are some people who are just like, oh, I must become fully Japanese and go all subs, no dubs, no nothing. It depends, really. That I have 3 rules for watching dubs. 1, I like the actor that's in it. So say if they got Vic Minyama, who's mostly recognised for Edward Elric, or Tamaki Suo from Oran High School Host Club, or someone like Tom Harbercorn, which is from Soul Eater and other characters, or even J. Michael Tatum, who plays Sebastian, my all-time favourite, Kuru Shichuji, also known as Black Butler. But when it comes to subs and dubs, I don't really mind, to be honest. It's just the anime that I look for. And the reasons why I watch dubbed is, 1, if I'm doing something else and I don't have time to read. So say if I've got an art project going on, or I just want it in the background, then you can just listen to what the voices are. If I'm just really bored and I just can't be bothered to look at the words and the pictures, and like I said, or if I just like the voice actors. But there are some animes that don't suit in dubbed. Like I watched Sword Art Online in subbed, and then I watched the first episode of it in dubbed, and it just absolutely, it was just really weird. I didn't like it. It just didn't suit the characters.
So have you got any new episodes or any new series that are on the horizon that they're going to be kicking out?
Well, I do use a website that has all the new updates. It's called randomc.net, and it has all the current animes that have gone. So it's got, and right now it's just finished its winter 2014 anime. So a few of those animes on the list are still carrying on. And so I won't know if they're the spring 2015 animes are until the end of, I think it's January they'll first post it, or the like the last 2 weekdays of 2014, so I won't know then.
Will you be putting a link onto that website?
Of course, but that's how I find out the majority. And I have to say that I didn't find the website myself. My good friend Katie found that, and hopefully we might be able to get her on the show later on.
Just point out this is the Christmas edition.
With no Christmas themes in it. I actually haven't seen any animes based on Christmas.
Are there any animes based on Christmas?
I'm not actually. Good thing you asked. Well, Anya, you've got a computer. Search. I know that there are a few animes that have Christmas in them, such as The Pet Girl of Sakura Hall. That's got an episode where Heather, I think it is, or Rita's got. I know it's someone's that they celebrate Christmas, but Japan isn't normally, in Japan Christmas isn't normally celebrated there.
So what do they celebrate then? Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. Well, they have different festivals, and especially festivals like they just have festivals like the Ikebukuro festival in Ikebukuro. Oh, never, because they've got that down Sunshine Lane.
But it seems that there are some episodes of animes that like have Christmas in them, or like Christmas specials or whatever. But there's apparently a 2-part anime called I don't know.
Where?
It's
Adachi My Santa.
Yeah.
Sorry if we say that wrong, by the way. Just apologising. I'm not Japanese. I'm English. I'm from England. And no, I'm not grumpy, but I do like tea. I love tea.
Are there any animes that you want to watch, like, in the future?
I have a very long list of animes that I want to watch. And of course, Hetalia Season 6 is going to be one of them. But I am watching a few right now, but there are some that I've started watching, but then I find something else and then I'll watch that. So I really want to watch the Fate Stay Night ones, or the Fate Zero ones. I really want to watch those because they just had the new series. But the thing is that the storyline's very mixed up, because you've got the original anime, you've then got the prequel to the original, and then you've got the spin-off, which is like an alternate universe, and then you've got season 2 of the spin-off, and then you've got season 2 of the original anime. And it's just, I just want to wait until season 2 of the original anime is finished, and then I'm just going to go through all of it. Are there animes that you want to watch?
There are quite a few, because I haven't really, I've sort of like just started to like anime and manga.
You're welcome.
So, I think the ones I do want to watch are Full Metal Alchemist.
That is a good one. If you want, I would recommend you watch the original series first, which has got 41 episodes or 51 episodes. Or you can borrow and then watch Brotherhood, or you can do it the other way around, but I would recommend going for the original first. But if you want to, you can always borrow my Brotherhood box set, because there are anime websites that you can watch them on, but the quality is not that great, because I normally use either Watch Cartoons Online or Anime Flavor, or you can get Crunchyroll on your phone, but
that's also available on the Xbox.
Yeah, you can also get, there are some
other game stations are available.
Yeah, there are some other, but I've also got the DVD for the Brotherhood if you always want to borrow it, which has got 64 episodes in it.
Cool. There's also Death Note that I want to watch.
That is a good anime. I've got the mangas upstairs. It's very grim.
Is this things that would be appropriate for younger audience, or is it?
Death Note is a 15. I do watch quite a lot of 15, such as Bleach and Well, Fairy Tail can be a PG, but it just depends on what DVD. It always goes up for the highest rating, which is always normally 15, because I've got Dead Man Wonderland, and all the CDs but one is a 15 and all the others are 12, so it has to be rated as a 15. But for younger years, there are animes like Yu-Gi-Oh! And Dinosaur King and Pokemon, which will be more suitable for them. They'd be like the sort of 7 to 12-year-olds sort of people.
Do you like Pokemon? Is that one of your favourites?
I have to admit, no, I'm not a big fan of Pokemon because it's just... there's just too many episodes, and I'm not saying, don't hate on me because I don't like Pokemon. It is a great anime, and there are some great movies that are with it, but it's not my cup of tea, to be honest. I love Pikachu, he's adorable, but I'm just not a big Pokemon fan. I do have friends who are ginormous Pokemon fans, and I will manage to get her on this show at one point, but yeah, she could probably tell you more about Pokemon than I can.
Do you have any like overall favourite anime characters?
Favourite anime characters? I absolutely love England from Hetalia. I know it's so typical, like, oh, but you are from England. I know I am, but I absolutely love England. Or Arthur Kirkland, which is his real name. He is just so funny. I love him. And I also like Edward Elric from Fullmetal Alchemist and Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, and I also like Izaya from Durarara. That's a very weird and peculiar anime.
Are there any specific countries that anime you like, or is it just Japanese? Because obviously you can get some like French and Russian.
There are some like Korean animes, but I haven't really particularly watched any of those. I normally go for the normal Japanese animes, but there are kind of other ones, like America tried to do an anime sort of one with Avatar The Last Airbender, and to be honest that was good, but it was American, so it's kind of like typically American. No offense to Americans, I love you guys, you're amazing. But it was just typical.
If you had to take part in like an anime world, if you had to be like part of an anime world, which anime would you be in?
I'd love to be in Hetalia. That would be a very interesting one. And I would... I gotta think. I wouldn't mind being in Fairy Tail with all the wizards and the different powers you could get, and probably being in the guilds.
Alright, here's a question for both of you. If you go into a fancy dress or a Comic-Con next year, what would you go as?
That's a very interesting question. What would you go as? You go first.
I don't know if this is classed as sort of like an anime manga thing, but I'd probably either go as Aya from Mad Father.
Well, they are by Japanese, and I would class them as anime because they've got anime characters in, like Corpse Party, and they've been based off. They are normally Japanese or Indian horror games, so I would class it as I'd put it down as a category from anime, but that's my opinion, so don't hate.
Who would you be?
Well, I don't really know. I wouldn't mind dressing up as England from Hetalia, but I don't really know. There's just so many different characters out there, and I wouldn't mind dressing up as Maka from Soul Eater, or Shiro from Dead Man Wonderland, because that'd be interesting with her really long blonde white hair. Sorry. Well, an RPG is a role-playing game, which are normally indie horrors. Would you say that?
Yeah, I think
they're normally indie horrors, and there are a few YouTubers normally do walkthroughs of them, like such as Ib and Mad Father, and maybe we might do a special one-off gameplay, and that's pretty much the show, guys. And this will be normally airing about once a month, and the episodes will probably run about from 15 to 20 minutes, depending on how long we've got on the material we're talking about. So if you enjoyed this, give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. And any suggestions for further episodes or any questions, because we might do a special Q&A episode, please put down in the comments below. And I guess that's it. So bye. Say goodbye.
Bye.
It's goodbye.